Hi everyone, it's Eva Pietrzak here from Abundant Results Coaching, and today I'd love to talk to you about success. I know for a lot of you, success might come across as secret. What is the secret of success? Why is it that some people out there are so successful with joy and ease? And you may see that you might be battling some paradigms or you might be battling some obstacles in some major areas that you want to improve on. What I've learned over the years working with my mentor Bob Proctor, who is perceived to be the one of the top prosperity teachers in the world, that success is actually a system. And today I would love to talk to you about the source of it and how you can tap into that system rather than wondering and being curious how you can be successful. There's actually a formula, a system that works 100% of the time. So it all started in 1920s when Andrew Carnegie was the wealthiest man in the world. But what makes Andrew Carnegie special is not the fact that he was the wealthiest man in the world, but he also came from complete poverty. He had nothing. Him and his family had nothing. And then suddenly he becomes the wealthiest in the world. And thankfully, I will bless Andrew Carnegie for this for the rest of my life. He didn't go to grave with that knowledge. He decided, I want to leave legacy and I want to leave it to all other people who want to be successful so that they know exactly how to think and how to behave to be successful. So he went on and hired Napoleon Hill, who was just an ordinary journalist, and he said to him, Napoleon, will you do a project for me? For 20 years, I will introduce you to the most successful people in the world, whom at that time in 1920s was Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, Thomas Jefferson, Rockefeller, Carnegie himself. People who really did something that was impossible for majority of humanity and also left huge legacy behind and also created substantial fortunes. And he asked Napoleon Hill, Napoleon, will you observe those people? If I introduce you, will you observe them for 20 years and will you write laws of success? Now, Napoleon Hill said yes, even though it was not compensated by Carnegie. Carnegie wanted someone who was going to be really doing it because he believes in it. And this is what Napoleon Hill did. For 20 years, he observed all those successful people, 500 of them, who really, all of them were successful and hugely successful, not just average success. And you know pretty much about all those people. That's what shows you how successful they were. And Napoleon Hill identified that all these people had things in common. They were thinking certain way and they were behaving certain way. And that's exactly what he wrote out in his Laws of Success. The Laws of Success became Think and Grow Rich, a fantastic book, which probably created hundreds of millionaires and billionaires all over the world. Now that book actually made its way into my mentor's hands, and I tell you personally, I tried to read that book probably 5 years ago, and I maybe went through 3 chapters and I couldn't apply it. Like it is a good read, but it's not about reading it; it's about applying it. Now, what's really interesting is that my mentor Bob Proctor stumbled across this book in 1960s, I think. And he's the only person in the world, only man alive who's been studying this book for the last 58 years every day. And what's also really cool is that he made this book simplified. I personally was not able to apply this material. I could read, but by the 3rd chapter, I just put it away because I just wasn't able to apply. And you all know that it's the application of knowledge that produces results rather than reading. Reading is just creating more knowledge in your mind, but not necessarily results in the bank. So here's what happened to my mentor. When he was 26, he was quite a miserable guy. He was working in always in debt, earning $4,000 and owing $6,000. He was a fireman. He had 2 months of high school, no business experience, and he didn't think highly of himself. And he met his first mentor, Ray Stanford, who said to him, if you study this book every single day, if you follow my instructions, you can turn your life around. And Bob didn't believe in himself. He didn't have huge self-esteem, but he relied on the confidence of this mentor, Ray Stanford. And he went off to read and actually listen to narration of Think and Grow Rich and by Earl Nightingale obsessively for next 58 years. What happened to him was close to a miracle. Within 1 year, he went from $4,000 to $175,000. He multiplied his income 40 plus times within 1 year. And then within the next 3 years, he went into a million. Now, that was 58 years ago. And a million is quite substantial income even now. But 58 years ago, it was massive. And at that time, Bob sat down and he was asking himself, how did I do this? And he gifted Think and Grow Rich to thousands of friends and family. None of them became as successful as he was. And he understood that people need simplification of Think and Grow Rich. We all need to understand exactly step by step what to do and how to do it in a simple manner every day to be successful. So he designed the success formula, which literally, if you follow it day by day, every single day, you have your goals, your big worthy goals guaranteed. And I'm not talking about just simple goals that you can achieve anyway, like maybe change a job to something similar in another company, or maybe buy a car or something like that. I'm talking about multiplying your income. I'm talking about doing things that right now may seem impossible to you, but you deeply want them from the bottom of your heart. And you can also learn that formula. Now, this Wednesday, I'm running a special online masterclass where I will be teaching this formula. If you want something big in 2020, you definitely want to be there. Because I tell you, there is a lot of personal development out there, like Think and Grow Rich, which you may read or you may watch YouTube clip or you can self-study, but you may not be getting results because you may just be accumulating information rather than actually producing tangible results, changing your habits, and seeing concrete, substantial results in the bank. If you're someone who is eager to make some changes and you don't want to settle in life, like this year is the year for you to get results, you want to get your hands on the system. You want to know the system because I tell you, I know that if I do something for 1 hour a day, I will produce results. And I will produce exactly the results that I want. And that's pretty much just utilizing the science. So if you would love to know more about what's included in this science of goal achieving, what is the system of success, how do you apply it, how do you study it, then I would love to invite you to our online masterclass this Wednesday between 7 and 9 p.m. Irish time. If you want to join us, just click on the link under this video and sign up. This will be worth every minute of your time. I tell you, I remember before I started studying with Bob, I was running around like a headless chicken, investing time and money in all sorts of personal development, and none of it gave me tangible results. And you might be someone like me at that time. I spent 15 years doing the same thing and not getting results. And only when I started studying with Bob, I saw results, and I saw them very quickly. Very quickly. In fact, within 3 months' time, I got results that I couldn't create for 15 years using other personal development material. And I tell you, this is just beyond anything that is out there in the market. So if you would love to know for yourself how to study, what is the science, how you can get your hands on that system of success, how you can implement it, then click on the link below and join me this Wednesday. I just can't wait to share it with you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm looking forward to seeing you this Wednesday online. Take care.